Hey everybody, Mike McWilliams, Upstairs to the Right Music channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In the context of buying secondhand gear, I'd like to bring this to your attention today about the dangers of buying secondhand gear as it relates to this specific piece. In my case, as you know, I've been wanting to get away from recording on my Studio One DAW that I use and simplify it back down to back when I was younger, when I was using 4 tracks and 8 tracks and things like this, actually, to tell you the truth. And I've been looking for one of these R8s because it's been very highly recommended to me by several people that I know. And the reviews have been great on it. They just don't make them anymore. So it's a piece that you really have to take a look for. When one came available at a local shop, I was ecstatic. And I actually included in a trade deal that I was doing with the shop at that time. And picked this piece up. Well, I got it home, and there was a couple of uses that other than just recording, I also wanted to use it for my live stream podcast. To add music and effects and things like that to that experience. One of the problems that I was finding myself having was initializing the SD disk over here, which is very important if you ever want to record anything with this thing. So I have an electronics shop that I have locally that I took it down to. They popped it open and they discovered that the lithium battery inside of this has corroded. And that corrosion has spread onto the motherboard, essentially making this a very expensive paperweight. Now, that is a shame because this now is basically useless and it's an otherwise good shape, but it is an older device that probably is kept in a very damp place. It doesn't surprise me because here in the Netherlands, well, it can get damp most of the time. So this one is shot. It has to go back to this shop. Now, fortunately, I purchased it from a shop. So the first little warning I want to give you today is always make sure that whether you're dealing with a shop or Reverb or a local guy, whoever, make sure that you have a return policy in place. Because you never know. If you were to open this up and take a look at the regular battery compartment, the 4 AA batteries that it can also run on, there's no corrosion in there, it looks fine. It isn't until you really have a tech tear this open and look at it that you can find that it is basically, again, an expensive paperweight. So if you find that out on a piece of gear, especially electronics, you might want to make sure that you always have a return policy in place. The second thing is, before you buy anything, do check it out. I was able to plug this in and it ran just fine. On the surface, it would seem just fine. It isn't until you dig into it that you find that it's got significant problems. So always check out a piece, especially when it comes to guitars. Okay, you know, that is what it is. But with electronics, if you're buying it secondhand, you really do want to take the opportunity to check it out or buy it from preferably a reputable shop, or make sure that whoever you're buying it from on a, you know, Reverb type shop can send you pictures and clearly make sure that it is functioning fine. There's only so much you can do when you're buying online. Fortunately, again, I bought this at a physical shop. I will be taking it back to them today and returning it to the disappointment of them because, and by the way, this is no reflection on that shop. The internal damage that was done on this, even, they would not have known that themselves. That is really getting into opening this up and taking a look in a way that, since it ran great on the surface, was just something that they didn't see that was necessary. Really a bit of a disappointment for the shop because somebody traded this into them and, they're out whatever that was. So a lot of bad things all the way around with this one. But I thought I would use this as an opportunity to discuss with you the dangers of buying secondhand. I'm always talking about buy secondhand. Buy secondhand, as a matter of fact, everything you see behind me, with the exception of the Laney, is a secondhand instrument or amp or pedal. or a guitar or a bass. I very rarely buy things new, but I am a proponent, obviously, of buying secondhand. However, there are dangers, and certainly I ran into one with this. I'm super disappointed because, again, I wanted to get back to doing this kind of recording. I had even started recording some stuff, laying some basic tracks down in my DAW so that I could transfer them over to here just to get started quickly, but that's just not going to happen. So as soon as I think I'm out, they pull me back in again. So unfortunately, in this case, this has to be a return. But again, guys, just a few tips about buying electronics, and a little bit of a warning about buying secondhand electronics, or any gear actually in that matter in general. Always make sure you take a lot of pictures, you check it out if you can, you have them turn it off and turn it on for you if possible in the shop, or if you're buying from Reverb, again, you just want to have them take some pictures of it showing it's running. Simple steps like that may not avoid catastrophe. I did all that, and this is still going back, but it will certainly help you make sure that basically you're covered. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this content and you want to see more, hit the subscription button and then the notification button so that you know more is arrived. If you really like today's content, please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm, and it's greatly appreciated. Until the next one, guys, you take care. Bye-bye.